everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Motivation. And today we are going to be going over the Cloud Kitchen lineup Ejuice. This is a very special lineup of juice, I should say, because this stuff has actually been designed by a chef. This is definitely not your average day vape. It's not something you're going to normally see on a shelf. This stuff is a very different mix of food groups. It's got the cucumbers in there. It's got some espresso in there. It's got fresh mint is in this stuff. Not just like mint or peppermint or anything. It is fresh mint. There's Earl's Grey tea is in this stuff. It's got Horchata in this stuff. Anise is in this stuff. Ripe Plum is in this stuff. There's a bunch of different things going on for these four particular groupings of juices. So let's take a look and see what this stuff is all about. First up, we are going to be going over Zorba. As you guys can see, that Zorba is cucumber, fresh mint, and creamy yogurt. This is a good one right here, I gotta tell you right there, especially that mint. When the mint comes off it, it's definitely something you want to be trying. From a smelling of this juice, what you can do is pick out the cucumber that's in it. You can also get a small hint of that mint, and you can get the yogurt. You can get all three of these from the individual scent, or at least I can. It's not so mixed up and combined into making something else. It's more like this stuff all kind of sits on top. You get a little bit of everything, and not so much a uniquely new juice. It's all there right on top of the smell. Let's see how she vapes. And again, it vapes a lot like it smells. You can taste the individuals coming into a whole new juice is what it is. And the cucumber's there. It's not like it's a kick you in the face cucumber or anything like that. You have your mint and you have your creamy yogurt. Now the yogurt is... I wish the yogurt was a little bit more creamy, but that's just for myself. The cucumber and the mint, it's a weird combination, right? You're thinking like, what? But the cucumber and that mint with yogurt is excellent. When you actually take a haul off this, it's just a small bit of cooling. It's not like it's a huge amount of it. It's not anything that's going to be hard to take in. I know some menthols and some mints and some stuff like that, as soon as you inhale, you feel it like really harsh. You can feel it for like 10 minutes after you're done. You're like, oh. And it's still kind of sticking around. With this stuff, it's just enough to bring it in, and it's enough to take it out, and you're feeling refreshed by it. You know what? First thing comes to mind when I think of this juice is Day Spa. I don't know why, just Day Spa comes to mind when I think of this. Nice cucumbers on the eyes. That's probably why. Cucumbers on the eyes, you're sitting back, you're relaxing, and you're at a day spa. I've never been to one. Maybe I gotta go one of these days.
What are you doing with your life?
Next, we have a Tigre de Pera. Now, this juice is made up of pear, horchata, and fresh ginger. And it is another different mix of juices. Pear, horchata, and fresh ginger. It's definitely not no candy just sitting on the shelf. So an initial smell test of this juice is going to reveal it's a pear. You can definitely smell that pear coming out of this juice. The aroma is there. You can also smell that ginger. The pear and the ginger, the two ingredients in this, is really coming out for me. And it's not overpowering pear or overpowering anything. This stuff is more like it's mixed together a little bit more. It seems like it's not so on the top as that last one was. The Zorba, you can taste individually each of them. This one's just a little bit more blended into it, so that the ingredients, or the whole is the sum of its ingredients sort of deal. So let's see how this one's going to vape too. You can definitely taste the pear and the ginger off this and exhale. You can definitely feel that combination of them. The pear, though, when you exhale, is not quite as strong as the smell was. It wasn't a strong smell, but it was still apparent. Now the pear seems to be tamed back a little bit. It seems to be blended in with the ginger and the horchata a lot more than it is coming off of the initial smell. It's more like the the whole juice is the sum of its ingredients, sort of deal, you know? Like when you bake a cake, the cake tastes different than what the ingredients individually do. And that seems what's going on here a little bit more. You gotta also remember that this juice right here has been created by a chef who has a palate that is a lot different, a lot more refined than the average individual out there. So these guys know what they're putting into these juices when they do it. It is definitely a unique blend of juice for the flavor that's coming off it. I can guarantee you haven't had something that comes out to be quite like this, at least not at the average shop. You know, at the shops that's holding up with Pancake Man and Candyville or Propaganda or Cloud Co, anything like that. Like, this is a very, very different combination of ingredients in here. So let's check out the next one. The next one I have up here is Kamikaze. And Kamikaze is organic matcha green tea, anise, and ripe plum. This is, again, like I'm saying, there's a trend happening here. No ingredients that you normally find in juices. So an initial smell of this juice reveals that it is definitely a tea type flavor. It's very calming. It's not overpowering in any way. You almost, when you think of this, or when I think of this, I almost think that incense candles are burning. There's someone over in the corner, they're doing yoga, and like they're just someone's, it's a calming environment. There's nothing stressful about this juice. No flavor on it that's coming out any more than any other. I'm trying my best to find that right plum in here. I am really trying, because that's the one that really kind of kicks me. Like, it's just like, what is it? Why would you put ripe plum into a juice? Why is it in there in any way, shape, or form? But I can't pick it out from some of its whole. Alright. With that said, let's try this out and vape it and see what it's like. This flavor is definitely that tea flavor. And I can still also not find that plum. That's mixed up in there. It's got to be adding to the overall essence of what's going on. But I cannot find it. This tea flavor is very relaxing. It's tea with no sugar. And I don't think there's any milk in this tea either. It's just straight up tea flavor. It almost reminds me of incense candles burning. Someone's over there, they're doing yoga. Whatever's going on, the whole environment itself is very calming, and that's what reminds me of this tea. Something that is going to relax a person, someone is going to take a load off their day without the actual caffeine from a tea. I guess the natural teas aren't so bad, but there's a lot of tea like the orange pico, which is my favorite tea, also has caffeine into it, so that still hypes you up, but this one is going to keep you relaxed and calm all day long. So next up we have London Smog, and the London Smog is steeped Earl Grey tea, a hint of vanilla, and espresso. Definitely something that you don't see anywhere. So let's check this one out. From an initial smelling of this juice, it is tea. Again, it's another tea flavor. I'm getting that hint of vanilla, I'm getting the Earl Grey tea. It's the espresso that I'm kind of being lost. I seem to be able to pick out two of the main flavors in most of these juices, but not so much the third one. The espresso, it must be an undertone of that espresso underneath there that I'm just not able to pick out of it. But the Earl Grey tea and the vanilla, it almost tastes a little bit creamy. It tastes like, or not tastes, it smells a little bit creamy. The London Smog is definitely the Earl Grey tea flavor. You can taste that Earl Grey tea, but it's not like it's just that tea that you're tasting. I'm getting that hint of vanilla, which is kind of sweetening up the overall flavor a little bit. It reminds me of tea with some sugar. And not a lot of sugar, just a bit of sugar inside there. And the espresso, you can taste how that espresso is working with the tea and the vanilla. It's not, you know, with Earl Grey tea, you kind of see like Fruit Loops or the cereal that is, it's there quite a fair bit. It's just like, it's almost like that's what you're drinking. But with this one, it is a different experience altogether. I'm guessing that's because of that espresso. The tea is there and it's still a relaxing flavor, but the espresso almost feels like it's got a bit of pick-me-up to it. It's got that little something in there that really makes it pop a bit. This juice is not so much the sum of its whole as it is the individual ingredients working together, kind of layered out on top, a lot like that Zorba was. This stuff, you can taste them individually, and that it really comes through in the end result of what's going on here. So that's been the London Smog, the Zorba, the Kamikaze, and the Tigre de Pera.